A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic turn of events, Ukraine's political landscape has erupted into chaos following President Volodymyr Zelensky's controversial approval of a bill that tightens control over the nation's anti-corruption agencies. This move has sparked widespread protests across the country, marking a significant moment of domestic turmoil amid the ongoing war with Russia. Hundreds of citizens gathered in Kyiv, waving placards and voicing their dissent against the government's decision to empower the general prosecutor with increased authority over the National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine, NABU, and the Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office, SAPO. The amendments passed by Parliament on Tuesday allow the general prosecutor, a position appointed by the president, to reassign cases and transfer prosecutors at will, raising fears of political interference and corruption. President Zelensky, whose party holds a majority in parliament, defended the amendments in a televised address, claiming that the anti-corruption agencies would continue to function, but without any Russian influence. However, this assertion has done little to quell the uproar among citizens who view the changes as a betrayal of Ukraine's long-standing commitment to fighting corruption, a sentiment echoed by many protesters who took to the streets with slogans such as, "We chose Europe, not autocracy." The protests, which have spread to cities like Dnipro, Lviv, and Odessa, reflect a deep-seated frustration among Ukrainians who have fought hard for democratic reforms and transparency in governance. Young activists like 18-year-old Vladislava Kirstyuk have expressed their fears of returning to a system where power is concentrated in the hands of a few, stating, "I know what it means for one person to have all the power when nothing is transparent and everything is working against you." The backlash has also drawn international concern, with European Union officials voicing alarm over the potential erosion of safeguards protecting the independence of anti-corruption institutions. EU Enlargement Commissioner Marta Kos described the dismantling of these safeguards as a serious step back, emphasizing that rule of law is central to Ukraine's aspirations for EU membership. The controversy surrounding the bill has prompted calls for accountability within Ukraine's political sphere, with opposition lawmakers vowing to challenge the law in the Constitutional Court. Yaroslav Zelensky, a member of the opposition Holos Party, announced plans to propose a bill aimed at overturning the recently adopted measures, labeling them a big shame. The protests have underscored the critical role of anti-corruption institutions in Ukraine's path toward reform and European integration. Zelensky's administration faces immense pressure to address the public's concerns and restore faith in the country's commitment to combating corruption. As the situation unfolds, the eyes of the nation and the international community remain fixed on Ukraine, awaiting the government's next moves in this pivotal moment for the war-torn country. In an effort to quell the unrest, President Zelensky has promised to unveil a new plan to combat corruption within 2 weeks, stating, "We hear society." However, the effectiveness of any proposed reforms remains to be seen, as the specter of corruption continues to loom large over Ukraine's political landscape. The recent developments serve as a stark reminder of the challenges that lie ahead for Ukraine as it navigates the treacherous waters of governance, accountability, and the fight against corruption amid a backdrop of war and turmoil. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.